So this is special for Andy Ditch because I'm a legitimately disabled veteran. I've been shot 3 times. I have one of the most severe cases of ADHD that I am very medicated for. Also, I receive benzodiazepines because that's protocol for ADHD. Stimulant and then benzos so you can sleep. But I find it very interesting. He says he has ADHD, and he doesn't want ADHD meds, no stimulants. He wants the Klonopin, because, so, I'm a licensed pharmacist, so is my wife, and she's also a nurse practitioner. Here's what he's doing. Like, the Benadryl, if he takes the Benadryl with the morphine, it's stronger. If he takes it with Klonopin, it's even stronger. Now, this is where it gets interesting. He has a tantrum and seems delusional and all that. When you are withdrawing from the combination of opioids and benzodiazepines at the same time, before the violent shitting and vomiting starts, delusions and hallucinations are the first step for maybe a day or two before the real withdrawal kicks in. But that is when we get him having a tantrum, because he always makes sure to film, oh, I'm throwing away my pills because you say I'm fake, blah, blah, blah. Because legally, they couldn't give him his meds if he just said, I don't have any more. So he makes sure to document that part of every tantrum very detailed, so they can override the system and give him a refill. And the other trick he does to get that is by calling the police and doing all that crap, because while he's in the hospital, he has current prescriptions that they have to maintain. So, yes, I diagnosed him, and I'm a pharmacist, I shouldn't be diagnosing, but my wife is a nurse practitioner, and we came together and agreed it is a below average IQ sociopathic drug addict. But just happy. This is what I get every month, because I have the government insurance. Soma muscle relaxers. The cough medicine part of like lean syrup, promethazine, 10 milligram Valium, 5 milligram Valiums, 120, 100, 120 of Medicanet. And if you look at the chemical formula for Medicanet, it is identical to cocaine, because they will not allow anything here that has amphetamines in it to make meth, because we have a meth problem. So we have a natural made medicine that is made from coca leaf, and is the only thing they changed is the delivery method by making time delay capsule and laser release holes on them. Change the game. Tylenol 3s. I don't have my morphine yet. That comes by delivery. I get 3,100 milligram pills a month. And then I'm only supposed to use the codeine if I really need it. But I have degenerative vaccine. I had a parachute failure from 500 feet. Okay? In the first 4 seconds, you have already fallen 230 feet roughly. In the first 4 seconds. And you immediately have to look up and see if your chute opened, because if it didn't, you got 4 more seconds before you hit the ground. I started punching my reserve as I pulled it, because it didn't pop. I started punching, and literally about 15 feet off the ground, it popped like an air brake and just slammed me onto the side of a hill. I was 6'1" when I went in the Army. I am 5'9" now. I also have an electronic, it's called a Medtronic pain pump. It is similar to a pacemaker. They refill it with medications, and it directly is wired into my spinal cord, the nerves. So that's kind of cool, but I have to travel out of country for the refills. But I have a little app, a little device I hold right here and just go click, and it gives me an instant dose, and it's also on drip. But I'm showing this because I'm gonna make a video for Andy from another creator, because I have the credentials and history to actually evaluate and dictate, how he's navigating these systems, especially pharmacy. So this little video is just like a warning for him to piss him off. But I'll tell us, because all of this cost me $4. Because we have amazing insurance, and I didn't want to get the cheap brands that would be free with that insurance. I got one actually, so that would be this analgesic coating, which it's faster acting because it's a capsule of powder, but I prefer these little guys right here. These are actually dissolvable in liquid ones, so you just throw one in your water bottle and drink it real quick. Like literally lean here in Vietnam, you can just buy the 3 components and they are water dissolvable already. Case in point, it's just a blue soda. I would never ever combine muscle relaxers, dextroamphetamine, promethazine, codeine, and benzodiazepines into a drink. I would never do that, and nobody should do that. Also, when it comes to Tylenol 3s, you should never put them in ice cold water and let them dissolve. And then scrape off all the things on the top. That will be the Tylenol. And the pure coating will be sitting on the very bottom of your ice cold jar. So there is a little work. You gotta do that part, but fuck, it's easy. You can't actually do that though with these dissolvable ones. I'd have to break out some actual old school tools from when I worked at Mesa Pharma, and it's like that black lady on the TV said one time, ain't nobody got time for that. But really though, someone make sure Andy Ditch fucking sees this, because I'll post the actual pharmacy video too. I just walked up to the pharmacy, told them I want that, I want that, I want 4 of these, I want 2 of these, 1 of these, 1 of these plus 1 extra, 2 boxes, 1 pack because that's all they had left. Soma, the only narcotic muscle relaxer in existence and pretty much never used in America. And then a brand new version of methylphenidate from Thailand that burns hotter than the sun, because I have a when I got hit, it hit right under my vest and went up into my gut. So they had to cut out some intestines and part of my stomach, and now it doesn't empty regularly after I eat food like a normal person. It could refuse to empty into the intestines for 2-3 days. Like, there's been times where I'll throw up and it's literally the undigested food from 3 days ago and everything else. So I am forced to do what's called insulfilation. They gave me this. This is what the hospital gets. They care about quality. To crush my pills into powder. And then they're like, you have a choice. You can just snort them or mix them with saline, and we have a little, like, squeezy for you. And I was like, nah, I'll just take them normal. Oh my god, that was a mistake. Because I went for the pricey one, the good one from Europe. It's like I smelled the sun. And it drips. And oh, that burn is just, I hate it so much. But the problem is, I actually do have seizures, so I have to have benzos. I have degenerative spinal with 3 breaks, 3 fused disc, and 3 fractured disc. 1 leg, unfortunately. I mean, it's still over in Iraq somewhere. I mean, if someone wants to go find it for me, but, 1 leg. And I will also be going after Nova and, what's his name? Cyrax. Because, now, everyone on them YouTube groups who talk about them are just, y'all are retarded. I'm sorry. You just are. Because I was Special Forces. Career. And when you get past the rank of E5, E6, and higher, the Army has to submit a packet to the Congress, and Congress will review these and vote who to promote. I got twice. I retired as a 1st sergeant. So, pretty damn good. Because I had early retirement. I had like 11 years because of all the injuries. Like, true story. Someone ran in our Connex and was like, bro, fucking, your battle buddy's been shot. He's like, I don't know. He goes, no, again. He's like, for real? And it's like, yeah, you can't kill me. I still even got a fucking bullet stuck up in there under the growth plate. Like, I'm unkillable in my mind because, and I think probably later this week, I'm getting the 7-2 tattoo. Because, yeah, I have experienced broken arrow. Only vets will get that one, but, yes, I have experienced calling broken arrow, and that's why I'm getting the 2 and 7 cards tattooed on, because that's the dead man's hand. So if a soldier has it, it means pretty much you were guaranteed to die, but somehow you kicked their ass. And things happen, but when we called broken arrow, we went through 3 AC-130 gunships, all their ammo gone. 4 F-16s, 2 Tomcats, 4 Apaches, and I think that was it, because then they came to pick us up with a Chinook, and those pilots are the best in the world. Oh, and by the way, Chance, because I want, not just Andy, if anyone can send this to Chance Wilson also, he's on the list too. Buddy boy, I was on Fort Bragg my whole career. And you want to say you know the Night Stalkers? Guess what, bitch? I worked with them. I was a Tier 2 operator. The fucking Night Stalkers are the elite pilots who get the silenced helicopters to fly Delta Force and Special Forces. And I know them very well because they flew me into a lot of missions. They don't know who the fuck you are. And when I showed them who you are, they all said, oh, look, it's that thing from Lord of the Rings. And that, no cap on that one. Literally, the response was from a young private, goes, hey, that's that creature from Lord of the Rings. Schmeagle. And I was just like, oh, that's perfect. So, yeah, they're both doomed because when one Chance plugs anything in or downloads or clicks anything he's sent, and no one reads terms of service. So by creating an app and recommending it by buddy trolling and having them agree to the TOS, it gave me permission to go into every device connected to the network it's on. And you legally gave me permission because there is a system on the app. Do you agree? Yes. And then it goes one more time. Do you agree to the terms of service? So you have to do it 2 times. So it's, idiot proof. And we'll just do it real quick. Chance likes to talk about his bug out bags. I'm a actual, you know, 18F is a technical sergeant, like a combat hacker. Like, I built a Wi-Fi pineapple, like the Hack 5 one, but this is even more powerful. I doubled the RAM, 256 gigs of memory, and I made it so it can do 2.4 and 5 gigahertz. And this is a radar chip that is powered off the bank. And then I have single board computers. I scrap a lot of things too, like, so these are one of the best devices you can get. But I get them unassembled, like a kit. And to make them better, take a Wi-Fi router. We got GPS chips. We got the longer antennas. And it is built, like as you can see, like for this new one I've started, I've already ran 2 antennas through. They will come out the back, and then I have to use my soldering iron to make a hole on the top for the GPS antenna. Unfortunately, it's not charged. This is a TicWatch Pro Ultra that I reprogrammed and now is running Kali Net Hunter. And you can literally hack, like off Kali, with this watch. And it gets even better. 3D printed these chargers. You just put it on your wrist and then put the watch on, so you can just plug that watch into anything you want to fuck up at that moment of time. But just an example, this mouse doesn't work anymore, but it has a Bluetooth chip and an NRF24 chip. Those will be useful. Old iPhone that doesn't work. The screen doesn't work, but we'll gut it, take the parts. Because, unlike Chance, I'm not delusional. I'm actually educated. Who would have thought? Another tablet. Now, this one has actually been repurposed because the screen is shit. But the back camera is still perfect. So I've already programmed this one as a security camera with an AI program built in that'll detect shit. But my wife didn't want me to turn it on quite yet. And then I got another one. This one, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. It's a modern Samsung, so there's plenty of good parts to get out of there. Like, believe it or not, this is the only watch that has a bootloader that you can lock and unlock and is running a Snapdragon core and has 64 gigabytes of memory. And then I put Kali Linux on it, basically, and now it's scary. But I have all kinds of tools, like, you know, Andy and all those people think they're so goddamn smart. Let me show you something. If someone in America will agree, I will send a device, and I can send it as a chip or one of these. And all you have to do is this. Okay. So, go to Wi-Fi. You do an evil portal. Now, this is cool. You connect this to his Wi-Fi, and then the evil portal will pop up like you need to relog into Google or whatever, and then it'll route them back to the internet. Man-in-middle attacks. Just basically shut all your net off. Tap in. I can even set this thing to do proxies and change the MAC ID on it. SSHing, sniffer, analyzer. Got a jam detector. See? We are even running WireGuard on here currently, and you can see the internet up here. Like, the Flipper Zero is amazing, but you have to add Wi-Fi and NRF24. This little guy is cheaper and already has all those abilities. Like, you even have, if anybody remembers Panagotchis, they made it an app for this too. Like, so, I mean, that's a couple of things it can do here. But I did what they said you can't do. I don't think anything's going to pop up so a car drives by. Yeah, if you look, I have all the gigahertz frequencies, the ones that are even banned for civilian use in countries. So, like, I can pick up, oh, there we go. So, right there, it's picking up the neighbor's bike, because if you have an electronic, even if it's turned off, there are systems that are still receiving power. This is trying to crack the code to the little clicker. And the program is so advanced I made on this one, it'll actually match it. So the way rolling code works is the car, when you click the remote, they both have a count on them of how many times they've been clicked. And if that number doesn't match, it won't unlock. This will make it match. It will become the new fob, and then their key will not work. And then, let's see what else we got here. Like, I don't build tools to be malicious, okay? But I make them for, preparation, let's say. I like to be able to know at any time I can take care of my problems. But one cool thing is the Authenticator app. I gotta plug this into the computer just to even get the computer to start. That's pretty awesome. Oh, this is an evil one. So you kind of have to learn how they hide the message in there. That thing will take over ATMs and unlock them. Like, Bluetooth is fun too. So I can destroy your phone, just temporarily disable it, lock an iPhone. I've never tried this one out, but this one was made by a friend. This one is pretty good, but you gotta be close. But if you see like a table of people with all iPhones, just boop, and it'll automatically grab every single one of them and start popping up connection settings, and they can't stop it. Also got for Android, Samsung watches, Windows. Now this is funny because I have used this. So those remote control like butt plugs and shit, I can turn them on because I got their frequency. And I like to go to public places and just turn that thing on, and I have seen women drop. It is hysterical. Now, Chance, I don't think you have the intelligence level to grasp any of this, but I think you can grasp this. You now have a troll who literally is in another country, so come get me, bitch. Fucking, you can't do shit. And I've even cussed out Akron PD because I have data from you, and Andy, and Nova. And it's from an old army trick. Even if you turn your phone off, there's a reason you can't take the battery out now. We can hear you and see you. And I've got him off of house range, so proving he's normal. And then we can use the Whistleblower Act to get 17% reward of all the Medicaid and Social Security fraud he's done. So there is ways to hunt them people. And these two gadgets make it too easy. Especially like when I leave. So my normal loadout is I have a chest rig, okay? Because of the amount of money I make, I do have steel plates in the front and the back, and I am among people in Vietnam licensed to having a weapon. Like I'm not gonna say the number though, but I'm in the 35% tax bracket. Let's just put it that way. But I have rotating emails because I can create aliases so I can never be spammed. And then they'll webhook over to me, and you can request anything, like how to do something, how to build things, how to program, whatever you want, or even special trolls. Like I can literally, what I wanted to do, this just needs power, okay? I was able to data scrape Chance's phones, MAC and serial and his queue number, okay? I programmed those into here and set it to de-off device permanent. So we just need to add his little MacBook. And what is so awesome about them, they use almost no power. And I use them like this. I might be retired, but I'm still paranoid. So you put it in there like that. And this is where the interesting shit happens in. We're going to need a battery for it. Now, a lot of people will buy batteries, which is just stupid, because we have an unlimited free source from disposable vapes. We also get a microcontroller out of them that can be used to program small things. Like, that's just a battery from a vape. So, a little creativity with some wiring, and it's power bank. Single board computers for security cameras. Like, I could reprogram them, or I might take parts off them. I don't know yet. Oh, these are really cool. I guess I pretty much sold out because I had ordered more parts. So you get a night vision camera, and I can make it move if you want, so it can be mobile. And they are mounted to breadboards and little brackets, so like I try to make everything look professional and nice. That's why I take a lot of pride in my 3D printing. But vape battery, more than powerful enough for that chip. That chip would run off this battery fully charged probably about 3 weeks. Now, I found an Apple Watch on the street, but it's locked. However, most people don't know, hidden right there, you can pop that open, and that is where you get the data plugs, so you can actually reset it. Or you can open it up, take the battery out, like that's for the clock and everything, and it'll completely just forget who you were and everything. You can also do that with a CPU, both work. And then these are popular. These is for your car. These are infrared lights. You mount them over your license plate, because when a camera catches, it makes it just a big white glow like a ghost. So, there's a lot of good use there. You know what? Hold on. Let me pause, and I have a special edition. Okay, I am back. So, this I had to 3D print the case and pretty much everything else. This is what we got. So we have a sub-gigahertz antenna, a C11001 chip, an NRF24 chip, and you just switch them. No, sub-gigahertz. Wi-Fi. NRF. And that can be very useful, but I'll show you how this is done. Let me find the phone stand. Okay, your very first thing you want to do is make sure your flipper is turned off. Then you will take your board, line it up properly with all the pins, and click it in. Then you extend this antenna. So use the duct tape. It's these old sub-gigahertz antennas fall over a lot. So now I'll show you what it can do. Because people thought these were just the key to do anything or hack anything. But when you get it out the box, the software basically does nothing. You have to either make the apps and software or like this board contraption. You gotta do all that personally. But there's a very big community behind it, and we have worked together to make these new OSs for it, or firmwares, whatever you want to call it. So GPIO is the pins up top. Let's see, I gotta pull it back a little bit. So right now I have Ghost going. So we're gonna scan Wi-Fi. So we can scan and probe or packet capture, attack, evil network, aerial detector, or stop all Wi-Fi. We're just gonna do a simple scanning and probing. You don't know, actually. Let's packet capture. And see? Off to the races. It has already got all the information about my neighbor's router, so now I can clone that into my system, which is dirty, but it works. And what's funny is Chance thinks he's good with computers and things of that nature. Bro, you have a footprint on the internet bigger than I've ever seen in any of my fucking cyber consultations. I have never seen a bigger digital footprint, especially bad as yours. And I mean, bro, it's bad. I also dark web search just so I know where you go, I know where Nova goes, and I know where fucking Andy Ditch goes. And I can't show it on YouTube, but I will put up a link to a Discord I have if you want to see that footage. I mean, it's rough because it was captured when they weren't knowing it. And it's amazing because Andy, Mr. I have autism, I need medicine, blah, 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 blah. Well, when his phone screen is off, he magically talks normal. And I just decided to look through the camera. He's walking around doing normal shit, like a normal human being. And the minute he needs something, that's when he's autistic. And we're going to cover Andy Ditch in the first video. That's going to come right next after this uploads. Like, this channel is going to be a lot of things. You're going to have, the expat lifestyle, my farm, there might be some Let's Plays, and definitely panel discussions with other professionals. I mean, like, people see I got tattoos on my face. One of the reasons I'm wearing the mask too, I got gold damn teeth. So I'm trying to be modest, because it's Monday. I ain't trying to flex on a Monday. Ain't nobody got time for that shit. But just so we don't get in trouble with YouTube, And that was the VIP service at the French Vietnamese hospital. Was 7.5 million because my diazepam was 440,000 and my methylphenidate 5,832,000. Seeing the doctor 500,000. I'm just saying that for tax reasons, and then basically 400 for follow-up fees. And the care you get is amazing because they don't just throw pills at you. They talk to you, they pull the medicine up, they show you the charts, its half-life, they explain everything to you, which is really nice. Like, I've never seen that in the West. And being a pharmacist, I have wonderful conversations with my psychiatrist, believe it or not. Because she's the only authorized person that can prescribe certain drugs. Here, there's 4 big ones that I have to keep, these little blisters, and back to the pharmacy for refill, they will count the blisters. And if you don't have everyone, that's a problem. Because literally, when you go to get your new refill at the hospital and stuff, they ask you for your old boxes, and then they take out a form, and then they check it off what drugs it was. And there's only 4, I said. Injectable morphine, pill morphine, methylphenidate, and any diazepams like Valium, Xanax, any of that. But promethazine, that's not regulated. Anybody can buy over the counter. Same with the muscle relaxers. Codeine is over the counter. So, I mean, you know, living like Andy would wish, because I can get everything he would want for like $10. And let's just say it's Bob Marley would love it, because I live in the province famous for that. And that one would put a smile on Bob Marley or Snoop Dogg's face. I promise that. And by the way, like, leave it in the comments what you think. Like, I'm actually smoking 250 grams a week. And sometimes 300, because I'll smoke it before Thursday. Because I have a rolling machine and it just pops them out like cigarettes. And I don't smoke cigarettes, but I have a pack, and the filling machine looks like they are. So I just have billions of fucking joints. And I'm always smoking ones, like there's always one hanging out my mouth. But we're on YouTube, so can't do that shit this time. So, just for a fun fact, this drink in here came from a new tea place I had to try. So they call this Ocean Blue Soda. It's seltzer water, some kind of a syrup, and it's basically, think of like Sprite, but lighter, like a light version of Sprite. And remember, for scientific purposes, where's the folder? This is also something you should never do, because if you do, what will happen is it will remove any bitterness or nastiness that was in the drink or in the medicine with a couple of pieces of candy. And you gotta make sure you squeeze a lime or lemon or kumquat, just citrus, but strong citrus, because that's gonna help with the bindings. Also, the vitamin C will make it hit harder. But once again, this is for educational purposes and should not be attempted at home or by anyone who is not a licensed PharmD pharmacist like myself. So you put a couple candy pieces in there. That's tradition. But like I said, this is my own brew. So, all will be there. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead, take my medicine, and then we're going to begin the Andy Ditch live stream where I just tear him apart. And I'm going to tag Mr. Beefy and one other guy because they had theories, but nope, there it is. I got my licenses in Vietnam and America. And for pharmacy, I'm actually licensed in Washington, Oregon, and California. And then Vietnam. So, has its perks. Wife is too, but she switched over to nurse practitioner. And I would call her over to be like, hey, what do you think of this guy? Andy Ditch. She immediately was like, drug-seeking behavior. Cyrax. Then, how do I word what my wife said? Basically, here, it was the equivalent of, oh, bless your heart. Bless his heart. Yeah, so that's kind of her reaction to him. And then Nova. Nova. I firmly have come to the theory that, like, p3dos, they're now protected. It's considered mental illness, and it's part of the LGBTQ thing. MAPS, minor attracted person. This is why I relocated to Vietnam, where my ancestors are from. Like, I might look white, even though I was born in Colombia. I came back here because there's none of that shit. None. Because it's not tolerated. Like, here, people are normal. They just want a normal life and normal things. They do not want, like, Novas or shit like that even coming to our TikTok. Like, so TikTok and those apps here will only show educational, cultural, spiritual, life coaching, or knowledge. Like, it is programmed to make you smarter and things of that nature. But in America, the algorithm is pushed to feed you depressing videos. Really weird in my opinion, but I did confirm that. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video. Within 15 minutes, I will be live. And I really, really hope some people join in.